Okay, I'm back out here at my market garden. I need to give you a quick update. The last you saw was I had one compartment planted out. I've just got some germination. Got myself a hose. There's a hose coming through to here. Now I can water. I've already planted out a second compartment, Morning Glory. Just like that. So I've got Chinese radish here. A walkway, that's all Morning Glory. I've got my walkways, I'm going to use these bricks. These bricks are more stable, a bit higher. I think they're a bit better than just using timber planks. I'm going to make myself steps on the end so I can step up and step up quite easily. Just making myself some steps out of rough materials, just any materials I find around the garden. Everything I'm using is basically just things I find around the garden. Bits of brick, broken bits of brick, bits of wood. I'm going to keep my first aisle here wide enough so I can get my trolley through. Then you can see I've brought in all these tyre pots. And I think these tyre pots, I've got a separate video online where I talk about the tyre pots, how to make them. And these tyre pots are the easiest, simplest, most convenient way to pretty much give you an instantaneous pot to grow vegetables in. It's like an instant garden bed, raised garden bed pot. These tyre pots. And I'm going to bring in as many as I can and make a whole row. I've already started to prep the tyre pots. I've just filled the bottom part, maybe a quarter or so at the bottom, with soil from the ground, this dirt. But it's going to be too much work to fill it all up with my nice good soil that I make from the mushroom compost and sand. That's what I've used as topsoil for these garden beds. So to save on the good soil and save some time and work, I'll just put down some dirt. And I've already put in rice mulch just to add some organic matter. And on top of that, I'll start putting my mushroom compost soil. You can see at the end of the second compartment, I put this, what's going to be like a trellis. It's actually, I think, a roof rack, like a rack you can put on a truck or something. But I'm going to use it as a trellis. I've got it propped up on 2 bamboo stakes, and I've planted cucumbers along that end. So the plan is for cucumbers to come up on that trellis and have vegetables like so in the front part. The next sort of idea that I might have is to put large vegetables and run-in vegetables like watermelon and pumpkin on this end, on the outside end, and the theory being those vegetables will run down and I've got this large space that can come down for watermelons and pumpkins to develop in. So that's an idea that I've got here. So I've got 2 compartments finished. I'm now working on my 3rd compartment. Another step that I developed was to use a rake. And what I'm doing is, after I break up the clumps of dirt into as smallest pieces as possible, I use the rake to just rake the largest clumps up to the end to form like in effect like a dam, just like that on both ends. And it also leaves behind like a dish shape, like a sort of dish that I can just fill up with topsoil. I think that's a nice improvement. I've got now a nice shape I can just fill topsoil. I try to find more of these bricks as a walkway on that end, and that'll be the 3rd compartment. I'm going to start working on this 4th compartment. You can see by the time I get to here, the edge of the garden bed's still got to be cut in a bit. It's splaying out, so I've got to cut that back in a bit. Then I'm going to break up these clumps as much as possible, rake it up like I've done here to both ends to form like a barrier and a dish shape to put soil in. That's pretty much how each compartment is progressing. What I'm going to do here is just run a string line from this post, if you can see the string, all the way down to give myself a nice straight edge, or at least a rough edge all the way down. Okay, now at least I know roughly where the edge of this garden bed has to be.